and welcome to the Showroom Presents. You know, we got a very special guest here today, Apollo Ono. Wait a minute, it's not Apollo Ono. Well, I guess we're going to go to one of the greatest news commentators in history, Mr. Jon Stewart. Jon, welcome to the Showroom Presents.
Thank you, thank you.
You know, Jon, as the host of The Daily Show, everybody in the world knows you, okay? But they don't know the director, Jon Stewart, and I know that you got involved in a very important project, and tell us all about it, please.
The project is about an Iranian journalist named Maziar Bahari, who was arrested in 2009 during the Iranian presidential election and then the Green Movement protest afterwards. And he was held in a very notorious prison there, Evin Prison, for 4 months in solitary confinement for no reason other than that he recorded footage and uploaded it and broadcast it. And so basically for doing his job. He was somebody that we had interviewed on The Daily Show maybe a week or two prior, and they played his interview that he did with us to him in prison as evidence that he was a spy. It was really a remarkable story. We had Jason Jones dressed in a keffiyeh in a cafe in Tehran wearing sunglasses saying, "I'm an American spy. Tell me about your country." And so they played that for Maziar as evidence that why would an American spy want to talk to you if you were not working with him? And Maziar said to him, "Why would an American spy have a television show?" And as you can imagine, it went downhill from there. But it's more about Maziar's ability to sustain himself during the imprisonment with, you know, his humor intact, his ability to sort of draw on memories of family and culture, and the way that he was able to sustain himself is really what gives the film such optimism and hope, even though you think it may be a darker story.
So there's a lot of things going on, but you're talking some serious character development here, letting people get to know the person. Because I have to admit, when I first heard about Rosewater, I said, well, wait a minute, what could Jon possibly be doing with this? Because it's not that hard to get thrown into an Iranian prison, number one. And or is this something about Iranians don't have much of a sense of humor? And the other thing, too, is satire can be very subtle, and people who don't really pick up on that one can take it quite literally, too, can't they?
Exactly. But I think the thing to remember is it's not so much that Iranians don't, it's that the regime doesn't. Any regime that sort of claims to have an absolute knowledge of the truth is always going to be a little bit absurd. But that's the amazing thing, and that's the thing that hopefully the film explores, is the Iranian people themselves. You know, we have a view of them that's very one-dimensional. They're it's an incredible country with an incredible history of arts and education and humor. And so it sort of explores that side of Iran that we don't see so much here. The vibrant youth, very open in that country. You know, I think our two governments are having a conversation at this level, very one-dimensional, but underneath it all, the two countries have an awful lot to share and an awful lot in common.
It sounds a little bit more like you're expressing a little bit of, what would be the word, admiration for the people and,
Sure.
and the culture and the history, but not so much for the theocracy.
Or for any regime that would be authoritarian. You know, a lot of this has to do now with the way that information has been democratized. So these regimes are very accustomed to suppressing print or TV, but social media is a very new thing to them. And so they're reacting in a very sort of draconian way with crackdowns. But we also have to remember, a lot of these countries, it's not just Iran, it's many countries, some of them allied with the United States. Egypt is now holding journalists. Turkey. The United States puts pressure on journalists in a way that can be troubling. So, you know, it's really an expression about information and about the freedom of that's so necessary.
You know, Jon, we love you here in Buffalo, and
I love Buffalo.
I
used
can't
to go
wait
there
to
and play
see
the Comedy Trap. I used to come up there.
Oh my God!
Beef on Weck, wings. Come on.
Well, you have an ongoing, never-ending invitation to come back and join us. But I want to ask you one of the tough questions. I'm dying to see Rosewater, but I got to ask you. Let's talk about your critics for a second. Give you a chance to respond to them. How do you respond to those critics who call your film a clumsy but earnest directorial debut.
It's hard. It's hard to it's such a subjective thing. I would hope that you want everyone to love it and think it's amazing, but obviously that's never going to be the case. I think we've been really happy with the way it's been received, but obviously, and the funny thing about critics is sometimes they'll say something really constructive, and I'll be like, where were you 6 months ago when I could have used that? So you don't. I absolutely. You can only control what you can control, which is your intention and to execute the story as best you can. But understanding that it's certainly not going to be for everybody, and you hope that that you executed it well enough that most will enjoy it. And I think so far we've seen that they have. But
No, I appreciate that, Jon. And listen, best of success to you.
Thank you.
Love you to pieces here in Buffalo. I know I speak for about 1 million people, so hope you heard our voice. And thank you so much for joining us here on the Showroom Presents. Can't wait to see you in Buffalo again soon.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Don, you call that showing off?
How about the dazzling diamond deals we're showing off at the Showroom on Union? Diamond engagement rings.
Diamond band.
Diamond anniversary.
Diamond fashion.
Diamonds, diamonds, and more diamonds.
All at a fraction of the pricey stores.
And buy with confidence because all Showroom diamonds will come with a Gem Lab certificate as requested, guaranteeing natural diamonds of value. Don't forget, we feature GIA certified diamonds.
Showing off great diamonds and great deals every day.
At Airport Plaza Jewelers, the Showroom on Union.